village Sulparaman tried to have the overall 9 acres. Then other stone, so much stone we have collected. Then how to make it convert into a minimum level of an architect design system that we can place it along gardens from a lake chuttu wherever the people like to have their own farmlands కావాలంటే వాళ్ళకి అమ్మేటట్టుగాను వేరే వాళ్ళకి అట్లాంటి మన స్టోన్స్ అన్నింటినీ హౌ టు మేక్ యూజ్ ఆఫ్ ఇట్ స్కల్ప్చర్.
Whatever facility you have as a training program can be partnered with many people.
మనకి ఇక్కడ ట్రైనింగ్ ప్రోగ్రామ్స్ మనకు కావాల్సిన ఇప్పుడు ల్యాండ్స్కేప్స్ ఉంది. ల్యాండ్స్కేప్ మనకి దొరకట్లా, మనకి ఎక్కడ లేదు ల్యాండ్స్కేప్. ఇక్కడ ట్రైనింగ్ ప్రోగ్రామ్స్ పెట్టాను పర్ డే 2000 రూపీస్ 10 days 20 days ప్రోగ్రామ్ పెట్టి మనం ఏదైతే ఏరియా ఉందో మ్యాంగో గార్డెన్ ఆ ఏరియాని అక్కడ షెడ్ని రూమ్స్గా చేసుకుని ఏ విధంగా దాన్ని ట్రైనింగ్. అట్లాగే మనకి ఇక్కడ షార్టేజ్ ఎక్కడ మార్కెటింగ్ షార్టేజ్ ఆ టైప్ ఆఫ్
skill development programs. Basically skill development program. Take experts, create a training program here so that we can make the activity happen here, select the best out of those trainees and appoint them here so that they can be utilized as trainers or maybe for your work. It could be in construction, it could be in maintenance, it could be in electrical, plumbing, anything, chef. So it's like a training program of variety of things which as and when there is a requirement make it happen. So it's like a skill development program, not a academic activity. We may give a certification for them based on the grade A, B, C, D plus academic support. Suppose tomorrow you have a plan to have a school or something like that, you need teachers. So generally the problem is we don't get good teachers. So we can have a training program where we select the best teachers and ask them to produce e-content as part of the training program. So over a period of time, oh, this person is very good as a physics teacher, let me grab him. Or maybe we have somewhere else, when we have such training program, many schools will come and ask you, would you select the best teacher and then give me? So it could be like a value addition program for all the activities around. My credential was I was director for academic staff college. Teachers training was my job. I've established 2 schools in Kerala. I'll show you the plan, the diagram in which the architecture was made. So there are so many value addition over last 10 years which I accumulated in my experience. So I was to suggest him when he had a plan for university, let us not have I worked with the KL University. I was with most of the universities here. So why do you want to duplicate it? Instead of that, get them here for a value addition, like finishing a school. Right? We also had a program of finishing a school sometime. So create a finishing school so that they become really workable models. Like we have a lot of MBA students, but we don't have anything which is really MBA. So when I was I was head of an MBA. So what I did was I asked them, no projects will be given academically. Send them out every day evening from 4 o'clock to 6 o'clock, roam around. I paid 3,000 rupees per day, per month for them. Go and find out some project which is really useful in the ground. They went around. Out of 60, 23 of them got job. Because they were asking what is your problem, and then that became the project. So they proved academically that they can support them. Really the Muthoot and all was coming that time. So 6 of them got into Muthoot straight away. Otherwise most of the MBA will hunt for job. So here there is no requirement. You do the marketing for them as a project. So we can have a lot of such finishing programs. That's what happened. So this is where Hyderabad is. The plan into action, not planning. Real action is what you think. This is what I have sent it to him some time back, saying that we need 100 courses, 1000 sessions, because it is only 10 days, 20 days sort of a thing. So we can repeat. Only if you think 200 days is what we are running. So average 10 to 20 days if you take it. or maybe a skill development we need 30 days. So we can have minimum 100 sessions. Participants can be nearly 10,000 because it's only on rotation basis. So we need 100 or maybe 50 people to stay. This could be a average per year. Starting we could have 50 and then add it later. So create real, like a craft when you make, when they roll out in a year, we must be able to make nearly, suppose you are teaching them how to make soaps. Soap. Shantigiri has got a soap. I don't know whether you have, it's a beautiful soap. I whenever somebody comes, I used to gift that only. It is all made from their own flowers, extract and then make a soap and then give it. Right? There are two, Charmakandi and Charmadu. Beautiful. Charmakandi is like jasmine only. If you keep it in this room, the smell will be jasmine smell. That is the soap which they make. It's all like a small household activity for many people. So we can train people on that. We need flowers, we need the extraction and then some preservative sort of a thing. Chandrika is from my village, my wife's village actually. You know Chandrika soap, right? The Chandrika shampoo, and that patent was one of my relatives. Now it is Wipro. Actually Chandrika sold it to Wipro. It is not from Chandrika. Wipro is manufacturing and selling it. But traditionally it was from a Vaidyar. Vaidyar means the traditional Ayurvedic doctor. He was owning it. So we can have many such products which we have locally available that can all become producers. That's what I kept it as producers. So you can have many such producers which are in market. Probably we need to brand them under this. We can use it. The people who, you need to have a selling place where we can have real business. So 100 business centers can be established. That is what. So these are all the different things. The weekend farming. A lot of MNC company people, they like to not work from home. I keep saying that work from farm. You come here and then work little bit of time spend on. I did for the last 2 years, I did a backyard farming. Otherwise I never did it. But these 2 years I couldn't move out, so I started doing my backyard farming. Right? So similarly, do something for people like livestock, nursery. Everything is put here, which is like a gist or synopsis for what is being explained further. So it's like a big super society building. That is what the plan is. This is a rough costing which we have just discussed. Right?
The 1,000, 2,000 we have kept.
Yeah, that is instead of 1,000, it became 2,000 because it may not be 100 participants in the beginning. It may be 50. It's like how much 300 days, 100 participants per head, 1,000 rupees if you charge. How much earning? It could vary. It could be an average for the return on investment. My computation is 3 years to 5 years. Suppose if it grows faster, it will become 2 years or 1 year. Right? This is only to explain what I have done. Yeah. This is where I was talking to you about the Infosys. All the buildings are constructed by one person called PNC Menon, Shobha Developers. Right? I was there 1.5 years as an educational consultant. This is the old age home which they run, actually, under their CSR. That is where I went there and established a youth development program. That's called ICON. ICON is the program which I did. This is what I did that's my house. What you see on the left side bottom is my house in Kerala. That's an old house, remodified to 50 students can stay there. Not in rooms, but the balcony sort of a thing. And the top one is a meditation hall. It's full open, all the sides. Right? So I trained more than 60 programs, rolling over 3 years. 20 programs at an average. Nearly 400 to 500 people, mostly from Gulf. So 2013, 14, 15, you can see the Google map. You type DrTPS, there is a red mark DrTPS Nanam. Nanam is Janaki Narayan Mentri. Janaki is my mother, Narayan is my father. So I kept the name Nanam. Nanum, DrTPS, if you type, you will see that there are a lot of pictures. What we do is, no program is same when it is repeated second time, third time, fourth time. Depends on the group. It's like the group will decide what activity they need to do. Suppose there are few people who are interested in music. That program will be maybe 50% music oriented. The 50% will be innovative learning programs. Learning content, how to learn is the basic program. We teach a lot of different subjects, maths, physics, chemistry, but we don't teach them how to learn. So the idea is to teach teachers how to make your students to learn any subject. Like, I am not teaching them cycling on a road. I am teaching them how to cycle so that you can choose your road. Similarly, students also must be trained for how to learn. That is what we do. This is one center which I have in Kerala. Another center is in the center of Kerala. This is Thrissur, that's also my house. Another house in Kerala is my wife's place. And the other one is my traditional. The old one is nearly 200-year-old. This is 70-80-year-old house. The upstairs is what you are seeing where I am sitting with that same hall. We can have an exhibition and such things. What I did, you can see on the top, left top corner, you can, it's open place. It's like half is open and half is wall. It is divided like that, so that you can have, that is a photo exhibition conducted along with the parents meeting. So their children's photographs are displayed there for a competition. So we keep a lot of competition so that people will go. So assume that 10 students are here on a photography program. We will ask them to go around and take pictures and then show them, and the best picture will get an award. Similar competitions are created so that they get acquainted with technology plus the propagating what we have here. This is what I did in Hyderabad. Shiksha is my trust. Malkajgiri, I have a house. So what I used to do is I collect children, engineering college students, take them to, that is in Anantaram village, Bongir. We'll even teach them how to climb trees. And the girl who is climbing the tree is now in MIT, graduated. She is the one who made my website also. So we give them a different experience. We conducted a lot of interaction within the villagers. Many people did not even travel in metro in their life. They did not travel in RTC buses. So I take them around in RTC bus and then say, experience RTC, experience metro. And the metro travel itself becomes like a treasure hunt to programs. Like geography quiz, those days where we didn't have a Google map, I made a geography quiz for people, which is called Geomap quiz in Hyderabad today, which I started maybe 20 years back. So this picture what you are seeing is in the lower tank bund, the mini tank bund in Malkajgiri. I stay nearby that. That was one of the cover page for Times of India News. Once a program, because they found it highly innovative program which is done. It's in 2012 to 13. I conducted 78 weekend programs like that. So we can have a lot of such weekend programs. This is what I worked as in an engineering college as an executive director. So what I did is, the building what you see on the left bottom, the house is made out of the waste bottles, plastic bottles. That is filled with mud and huts are made. So we can have the temporary sheds made as for civil engineering people. How do you make waste material for construction purposes? There are many such ones. I have a series of 70 different programs which I did. And the whole thing was a barren land. So what we did was, you can see the barren land which I'm there with the lungi on the first one. And that's a management team. The whole place in 1 year we converted into a beautiful flower garden there. Because there are only flowers which grows in the rock. Only that seasonal. But that attracted a lot of people to come and take pictures. And what you see on the backdrop is that engineering college where I worked. Right? Yeah. This I don't know whether you know. He was the PSLV project director. We got a lot of people. I'm from ISRO. I was part of ISRO. So we got a lot of people and made a Tech Fest as a program where we can create. This is before the Mars mission. That's 2013. And I was telling hibiscus. What I did was I asked all the children to bring small bits of hibiscus in their backpack. Because everybody comes from their houses, villages. pick up this and then plant. One day I planted 1,400 saplings. And today when you go after 10 years, everything is huge, So we can have a participative programs in many places. Only thing that the training how to do it, the thrill for doing it, the spark for doing it should come from our places. So that is why we want people to come here for training programs, right? This is what I did for an event management. I don't know whether you know Rachanotsav. Rachanotsav is running in the Times of India office is there next to that. Times of India chief manager was my cousin. So that time he involved me in one of the training program, course development program for Rachanotsav. So this is actually what the training program run by Rachanotsav. There are 60 marriages under the whole India from south to north, which is part of training program there. So this may be a nice place where we can have the event management programs, so that most of the events can be. I taught in Begumpet, St. Francis College, the women's college. What is its name? St. Francis only, I think. Yeah, that college. St. Anne's College. St. Anne's in Medipatnam. There also I taught. I had a program, a holiday program there. St. Francis College only, I think. Most of the MBA students go for work in the event management company. That is how they get an internship. So we can have such internship here, so that we are training people, also getting work done with no payment, and they will pay. So we can have a tie-up with many such places where we can run practical programs here, right? Most of them, when we did, there was no software available. Now today, event management softwares are there. Suppose there is a marriage, when to order cake, when to order this, everything will be typed in when you put the date, automatically it comes. And change it according to your requirements. That's what is done, right? This is what we believe. What is to be done is give an inspiration for such an activity and getting commitment for what we wanted to do. Like instead of giving an environmental science program, show them the saplings can be done, make saplings ready. Like the bowl, seedling by the bowl is there, no? You can put the seed inside with a mud and make a bowl and then throw it. So automatically it will start growing. So one is getting inspired by telling stories, but getting committed for doing it is what we wanted to do. This is what the whole cycle. And what is absolutely, my interest is only academic. So getting an excellent academics. So how do we channelize them? Suppose you get all the physics people and talk about environment, they will just hear and then go. You talk about physics to them, make them good physics teachers, but indirectly you tell them, I was telling, one of the biggest program which I am looking at is conscious living. How conscious I am when I am taking this cup, of how much effort is there for making this. We are not conscious about it. It is not the value 10 rupees or 5 rupees, but there are a lot of activities which is happening which makes this product. So make them conscious, there is a nature behind you which makes everything happen. That we have to teach physics teachers, maths teachers, everybody. I taught environment science in engineering colleges. Not because I am an environment learner at MSc or MTech. But I had this in my mind. So when I took the syllabus, I don't see anything new. It is one and the same which I have done every day morning. I can understand. So I understand little chemistry, little physics, little mathematics. Environment science becomes not a diffusion theory for me, but a real practical life for me. So that is what we need. Every engineering student is supposed to learn environment science. But nobody learns it. They only learn it for exam purpose today. Instead of that, what was government's interest? Interest was to put them inside. But once you give us an academic program in certification program, nobody will learn it. So how do we give a medicine with a sweet cover so that the medicine is going inside with a sweet? So take different subjects and then teach them. Put this value addition in between them. They must be connected to, this is the terminology what is to be used. I was telling you the terminology to be used, right? Behind there is a cloth. Are you able to read that? No. Ethnological. The word is ethnological. How do we display the traditional tools which is used for agriculture to teach them? This is an ethnological museum in Kannur, my place. The construction itself is ethnological. You don't have beams, you don't have concrete walls. It's all made with stones, which you can see the arches are made for balancing, right? So this is such a construction there. So there is an exhibit. This is what we need to have a beautiful exhibit. This is what we had a plan. You were telling about the water body. The near the water body we can have constructions which is very homely. Right? This is a Kerala construction which we have to plan in a place called Kodungalur. I can give website address for all of them. These are all what is done on the ground. Right? And what do we do? These places can be like we have a different place. Like a cluster, you have got 10 acres here, 10 acres there. We conduct a lot of geography quiz. Make them volunteers to sit in different places. Now, operation research will tell you how to optimize your life. One of the biggest problem in marketing is how do I cover 10 places with the minimum time. That is traveling salesman's problem in operation research. I don't know whether you heard this in OR. So we don't teach them theory. We create 10 places, people to sit as volunteers and give them a map saying that this is how you should connect and then come back. Teams will go and then do this. By 10 times when they do, they know, oh, this is how I should plan my travel. So that I use less time for an optimum benefit out of it. These are all practical traveling salesman programs. So such things can be done. So when I say quiz, it is not the quiz in the normal sense. It will be all activity based quiz. And the full sequence. So it's a practical knowledge. Learn. See, for example, I told you, get the picture of different things and then categorize and then put them a document. And that document who brings out is the best document which categorizes all the Ayurvedic plants here. He will get an award. That is the quiz. Not asking questions and then putting by heart. No? Activity based quiz. We can have such quiz programs to be pictured and then put it into a TV program. Sell it to people. So we need to have a good camera schedule who can shoot these activities happening. I will show you when I did it in Vivekananda Kendra Vidyalayas in Northeast and all. I used to go 10 days. I only use my GoPro and some 2-3 cameras and then do it. But children have really enjoyed it. What happens? All of them pick up, oh, this is how I must do. Most of them are in best universities today and they call me for such lectures. Because I look at practical things. So where is required, we need to price teachers, schools, maximum number of participants, which school is sending, they will get a prize. So internally the teachers will market, you don't have to market. Right? Small tips like that. So we give training for teachers and we can have a traditional training program like all these teachers and students when they come, we need to have boards which says these are all the different trainings which we'll give. We will see some students are interested to learn astrology, some students are interested to learn Vastu, some students are interested to learn psychology. I am not talking about the modern psychology. The original Ramayana, what psychology was there, write it in a small sheet and then display it here and there so that children will read and say, I wanted to do a course in this. Maybe in the vacation time they will come for such programs. Right? So create lot of different variety of programs as and when it keeps thinking. So we need elderly people who are experts in these activities who will come here as teachers. Right? So we are also accommodating a lot of people, different people, they need to have some off from their house and spend some 10 days with a program. I will teach Vastu for young children. Advertise the program. Advertise a program in terms of somebody who knows how Vedic chanting has to be taught. So rituals, all that can be supported. So for elders it becomes a resting place. The training facility becomes a resting place or maybe rejuvenating their interest in academics. And young people get trained in the traditional programs also. It is not only academic programs but Indian culture programs also should go. It's like a participative, service oriented and learning center. So the people can get. This is what I was telling the school, which 2 schools. One that you see is the left one. What you see actually the 2 buildings nearby. What you see with the round is the KG center, primary center. The building itself looks like a toy. That is how it is constructed. And what you see, this is called a the Grandma Child Care Center, which we had a plan last year. So the primary teachers training centers. This will be the training center. Actually, there is nothing in the, for age 3 to grade 3, in the new education policy, everything has to be informal. So you need not have different classrooms, different teachers. So what we feel is nursery to grade 3 should be a single room where children can sleep when they want, wake up when they want, learn what they want, play whatever they want. So it will be like a hall what you see on the other side, the blue one. Right? That is my brother and his child there. I created one center like this in Kerala, the Central Kerala Thrissur. Young children. That is what is called the Grandma Child Care Center. Right? Yeah. This is the building. The KG building is entirely different from the other one, including the commode which the children sit. You can imagine even in our house, our commode is only meant for elders. But young children, we don't modify it, right? What I believe is the primary class, the steps also should not be 9 inch. It should be 4 inch only. It becomes children friendly. So how do you make this design thinking into this? We need to create a model and show the world we can create. This is what I have done in Kasaragod, one of the schools. The Guardian School, I was the executive director, the founder director for that. This is what the LKG school. Everything is different. The dance room doesn't have wall. Actually, it's only mirror. Because when you dance, you like to see you dancing. Like KG class, no student cries. Because what I have done is I have kept a camera there and a big display like this. As the child enters, if you cry, generally in the first day, children will cry when they come to the class. They will see crying and that is displayed in big one. No children like to see them cry. They will immediately stop and start smiling. These are all small psychological tricks which we use to mentor students and they become really tuned with the institution without any force. No keep quiet is told actually. People can shout. That should be the classroom. So it's an entirely different structure. Actually the groundbreaking ceremony I was doing and I was being interviewed by the Kerala television. I think this is what my concept is. World Social Craft Foundation. We are not crafting individual. We are crafting the whole world put together. Communication is what is required. A spiritual conscious living. You have to be conscious about everything what you do. If I am chanting a ritual, I must know the meaning. Understand everything. Ask questions. So this is my institute which is almost 11 years. It's only a virtual thing under Shiksha. But now there are a lot of people from different parts of the world being associated. In the last 2 years webinar, what I did was expanding to different people with a lot of connections. So throughout the world, I have got somebody in contact now. That is how our relation started. We were only meeting in webinars. And last year, January 26, I came first time here. Right? So it's almost 1 year, 1.5 years. Last year itself, after that, we met in different programs in different places. So what I want is, Pragati has got a lot of things and actually resort them. Sort them into the right place, put them into the right position. That sorting is what is keeping in order, arrange in perfection, so that everything can put into the real action, karma oriented. It becomes a activity where people can come and learn, the conscious living center.
Namaskar. Later, just meeting. After 1 hour, right.
So all these, whenever they come here for a program, we will have like a Pragati Awards, like a super society. You are meant for a different conscious living society, right? And we can have immediately what we can have is a lot of farm and life related to summer programs. July, August, September is a holiday for all the Gulf schools. If I announce something, make one Gulf trip, every radio will interview me. That's how I generally market my programs. Once it is coming in radio, because nobody listens to TVs in Gulf. While driving, they will only listen to radio. That is where I advertise. Advertise means we will only give some programs and then counseling sessions and such sessions. You can see a lot of radio programs, but most of them are in Malayalam, so far what I did. When you only want to Saudi Arabia, there are a lot of Andhra students, which I found in Saudi Arabia. I am sure Gulf also it will be there. But all of them are only looking whether you have got an airport, whether from there they can travel in 2 hours, reach there, they will come for holiday programs. Because when July, September, October, when they come to July, August, September, when they come to home, the relatives are all attending schools. So young people will feel idle at home. And it's a big nuisance for parents. So they want them to get accommodated in a program where they can learn Indian life. That could be language learning. When I did that in America, most of the parents said, my children don't learn Telugu, Tamil, they don't learn Tamil. I said, in 3 days I will teach them language. What I did was, I made the Tribune. Tribune interviewed me for a different program in a temple. So I told him, come after 3 days and shoot these people, will write in their mother tongue. For 10 years, their parents could not teach their mother tongue. 3 days, their parents taught their mother tongue. Only thing you have to give them an exposure saying, if you write, your picture will come in review. Finished. Everybody started learning. So some sort of a pushing them. Everybody loves to push for tomorrow what will happen. No? So if you market it properly, I'm sure it can happen. So we need to add some fun. We need to add some fame. Put them together and then make these activities, which could be a week program. Maybe next week, next year they will come for another week. Most of my training for 3 years, I have seen many people keep repeatedly coming. Even if I announce 10 days, they will not go. They will say another 10 days we will stay back. Right? Because they like to live in that village situation. So we can create such places. And another big program which I have got few books on civil service also. One is called Destination IAS. That is for people from 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th grade. 11th and 12th nobody focuses because they are into preparation for entrance exam. Once they get into graduation, the next program Mission CSAT will come. CSAT is Civil Service Aptitude Test. That is the first examination for civil service. So I have got a book on both Destination IAS and Mission CSAT. How do you prepare for civil service? So we can have, being in Hyderabad, we have got hundreds of schools. We can have a regular program, weekend programs for young children and graduates. Separate 2 programs. There are a lot of training centers, but they only teach them questions and answers. Here we are not trying to do that. We are no coaching, no training. I don't believe in tuitions and coachings. Only believe them, equip them to become what they wanted to be. Right? So I don't call this IAS as Indian Administrative Service. I have a different expansion for that. Immediate academic success. And civil doesn't mean your civil service, civil life. How do you become happier? You may be wondering why I am saying all this. It's almost 1 million teachers, 1 million students, 1 million parents who have gone to my hands. My name is DrTPS. TPS. TP Shashikumar. But I keep saying it is teachers, parents and students. The TPS stands for teachers. You will not see a person who has spoken more than 1 million teachers in this country, which I have done. All the Gulf principals are my students. All the Gulf teachers are my students. Because once you talk to principal, they will call me into their schools and teachers. When I went to Kuwait, 17 schools, Indian schools are there. Each day when I go to a school, that school is a holiday because all teachers are attending my program. So that day holiday. Next day, another school when I go, that school is a holiday. So I remember some of my village people when they meet in the dinner time, they say, tomorrow I have a holiday because you are coming to my school. So I have covered all those schools because when I go to Gulf, that's what I do. Cover all those schools. No, not leaving any school. Because they have a lot of associations. They decide which school I have to go. It's all organized by the committee. I don't do that. So if we have a good program where they don't have these centers, IAS center, coaching center, GMAT, nothing is there for them. Coaching centers are not there in Gulf because nobody is allowed to have another faculty coming and teaching. The corporate school like Narayana Chaitanya cannot run in Gulf. But if you go to one school in Dammam, teachers are 1,200, students are 10,000. In single school 10,000 students. Where do they go after +1, +2? They don't have a place to go. Because no colleges in them. Indian colleges are not there. So they all come to India in different places. Right? There is great scope for tuning them to such a center, and assume that tomorrow you find there are sufficient people for IAS. We can have some graduation program added with the civil service. Or we can have such centers where we can recommend people and then associate with them. There are few centers in Hyderabad also with IAS with graduation. And this is what I said, spiritual, ritual seminars and classes. Learn puja, learn havan, all that can be taught here. We can have Rigvedic, Yajurvedic and Samavedic people who will practice it here. I am not suggesting Atharva Veda, though I have gone through such seminars also, conducting such pujas too, right? And we need to have lot of training programs for press people. When technology comes, we must train them how moon mission works. The other day, one of the press fellow was calling me to find out what is the real problem between Russia and Ukraine. They are writing, but they don't know what is actual problem. So I suggested them, you look at this documentary, which is created 8 years back. It will tell you how the civil war happened in Ukraine and what is today's, why is it happening today. So you can learn history. So we can teach history to press people. When it comes to science and technology, we will teach them science and technology. We can have a free program for the press people to educate them so that they become our torchbearers. They will start reporting whatever happens here. Okay? So we need to have the transport facility. Without knowing these facilities are at different places, I have put this transport requirement for picking up people and then making them happen. Or maybe like from city center to this place, so that you don't have to accommodate them here. Like teachers can go and come back for 10 days programs, no? Because most of them will have their family problems. Teachers won't come unless you give them a transport. So this is what I said, the public entry point. Make a business center at the center so that people can come. I will show you some pictures. I will send it to you. It is there somewhere. I will have to search for. Okay, so create a RTC bus stop so that it becomes activity-oriented program. And it's an open place where people can come with an idea and then we will make it happen. It is not that, suppose somebody wanted to give a training program in such and such program, you come with an idea and discuss with us the 60-40 or maybe 20-80 terminology, we will give the facility for you, you run it. So we will create a center where people can come and utilize it as a training center. Like in Delhi and all, most of the companies don't have offices. There will be a place like this. This will be one office, this will be another office, this will be another office. Everybody will come there, use the facility, give this postal address here, box will be there. Like ours will be a center where many people can conduct different programs. It is not one center, one program. Anybody can come and then utilize this facility, that sort of a thing, right? So what we need is planning. Planning is called Udyamam. But what is required is Sahasam, jump into action. That is in your hand. We can give idea. And if that can be done, I am sure we can make the Garima can become Lakima. The bigger thing can become lighter and lighter when you know how to do it. So I am sure we can take this action. Idea is given by Brahma, action is given by Vishnu, right? In between, what we need is the dhyana, the real dhyana. When you were not going, so they asked me one topic. What I give is dharana. Yoga, dharana is the topic which I gave. Okay. Is it not a movie? Yeah. A spiritual temple. This is what your pyramid. for everybody. When I say automatically that comes teachers, parents, students, TPS, that's my name. Okay, this covers the whole group of people, right? So learn to learn. Even when we talk about any personal growth or a spiritual growth, knowledge is part of it. That is why Bhagavad Gita we have got Jnanam along with Dhyanam. Right? So make people to learn. We can have good programs, immersion workshop, activity oriented programs, lot of conferences and involvement by many people, experts who can come and spend the time with us. Lot of sessions for teachers so that they become the messengers. If you talk to principal, they will bring teachers. If you talk to teachers, they will bring parents and students. So like coaching programs, very friendly with the nature because Pragati has it. So we can have a big progress project. Pragati itself is progress, right? And nature formatted. That is what the advantage you have. Okay? So we can have both Savidya and Avidya. What is practically required to life and what is giving you happiness. So it could be like a school of happiness. Dubai has got a ministry of happiness. So we can have a school of happiness. Do you know this Ministry of Happiness? Dubai. I had a discussion with him. So he conducts programs for MNC company people how to become happy in life. And there is a minister for happiness. A portfolio is given and I had a long one-day discussion. Beautiful ideas. Dubai is one place they create a lot of ideas in this world. Right? And we can have different workshops. From soil health, he has got a lot of concern about soil, right? When we had a discussion with the African people are ready to come. If you are ready to train them, what we can cultivate. A lot of people with the land. I have got a lot of groups, different small groups. There is somebody with the 43 hectares. 43 hectares is almost 60 acres of land.
3 hectares?
43 hectares. 120. Yeah. She's a doctor, but she don't know how to cultivate. Land is free, and she says 50% she invests, 50% government will invest. That is the. But they have a problem in water. But when I saw the satellite map, there is water available nearby. So I'm sure groundwater will be there. But they don't have that energy to start. They are basically lazy people. That is a problem, right? So keep interventions and then make it simple so that we can make them to work. If you go around Hyderabad, for last 1 year, I must have visited more than 10 to 15 different farms. Everybody has got one or other problem. If we can make them like there are a lot of people doing only real estate, but if we can make them real farming, I'm sure we can adapt value addition to that and then make them earn better. So once we conduct such programs, at least farmers will start becoming our branches where they can produce. The problem is, where do I sell my produce? So we can have such a marketing facility being taught. Research, understand the soil health is one. Based on that, we recommend this is what you should cultivate and this is what you should cultivate. Suggest to them this is what you should do, this is what you should do. So that we get every product at every point of time. Right? Use the native development programs. And I don't think I have to explain this because this is your field. Right? So diversity should be there. And that is what security is. Because if one doesn't work, the other works, right? And saving seeds, which is not, there are a lot of videos, but I don't think anybody does it. I tried, it was a big failure for me. All my activity which I did, only 2 Gummadukai and 2 Lorakai has got. But that needs somebody who supports. So I think that needs to happen. So that will happen only when, suppose if I come here, I must have 2 acres of land which shows every variety is here. I've got few models and samples which is done in Rajasthan, which is totally barren land. They made 2 acres of totally fertile. There are such samples. I'm sure we can also have such, you will have, I don't know, I have not seen that part of it. So how do we make people to get trained in such things? Okay. And back to nature. How do you make this happen? These are all different places. Like, even when we talk about environment, our tank is syntax tank. We don't make steel tanks, right? So there are some companies which does it. So everywhere we need a small touch, which not back to nature, but close to nature at least. Reducing all the plastic things and all that. Okay. So what we need is a Pragati for your local, and then put it into a bigger step. That is what we should do. So both digital, farming, administrative workshop. This is what I said. If you want to make policy, you need to have local people also to be trained. There is an institute called KILA, K-I-L-A in Kerala. Kerala Institute for Local Administration. The director was my cousin brother, was my English teacher when I was young. Now he is in the Chandigarh, he was there in the ministry, and then now with the central government. He is 72 or so now. What he has done is picked up local people like Panchayat President, block administrators, all of them were trained. Like what we have is the HRD center here, Mari Chennardi Institute, which was running almost 15 years back. When I went there to teach, we had got all the collectors from Orissa had come to learn. I had a training program. Second one was from Sri Lanka, all the commissioners came. And all the Sri Lankan commissioners learned how to do administration from that place. Some such training centers where we can run for the government. So the policy research center, we need a social scientist who will educate these people. What are the policies which we have? How it can be implemented in the local level. Unless we learn the policy, local level, it is not getting implemented. So how do we make this happen? So we need to have a policy center where we will do this. So agri students, and I don't know whether we have got a VHSS center here. We have the vocational higher secondary schools. So there are a lot of vocational higher secondary schools where plus 2 instead of maths, physics, science they learn only carpentry, only welding. Like a ITA and a diploma. The ITA is being called as vocational higher secondary center now. Because after ITA, if you write 2-3 papers, you can get a plus 2. In diploma, if you write 2-3 papers like English, Hindi and all that, they can get a BSc. That is what the government new education policy. So this can be a training center for such people. You can have carpentry, building construction, welding, all that. Farming also can be part of higher secondary programs, right? So get into farming, internship, certification, all that can be done in one center. The responsive administration will come only when you know this is the tool and this is the policy where we can combine them together. That is what I mean by most of the people even do not know that the ITA is converted into VHSSC now. Most of the people don't know that the diploma can be converted into a BSc with adding 2-3 papers. So that is what I am saying about responsive administration. We need training. I was part of Navodaya Vidyalayas. Navodaya Vidyalaya, we train all the principals. Goa is the training center. That's called a NLC, Navodaya Leadership NLC Courses Center. Nehru Leadership Center, that's what it's called, NLC, the Goa. So what do is, they get all the superintendents of all the schools. Next, all the principals. It is not the teachers alone should get trained. The administrative staff also should be trained so that they are responsible for knowing everything. See, for example, here we need every staff to speak English. So we can train batch by batch. Their communication skill becomes good, right? So these are all part of conscious living. When I am doing a job, I am conscious about who are coming, I will give them. So one family, one skill, one product. When we train, ultimately we will say in your family, you should know your soap making, you must be able to make soap out of it. Decide one product from every family should come, one produce. One family, one produce should be there.
One produce.
Yeah. Assume that what happens today when you have a kitchen garden, they will put everything different variety, but nothing grows there. Instead of that, if they want a tomato, next family has got only bitter gourd, they can have an exchange program, right? See, why are they not doing? Because they think that they need to support themselves. Instead of that, one product for one produce for one family, and we make a culture around them to support, so that maintenance becomes easier. So we can support such people where we need to have identify this family will do this. Like one farmer will produce this. We can have in a smaller sector. Your family will produce tomato. Your family will produce bitter gourd. Somebody will produce something else, and then exchange each other and then do it. So such culture can be taught here, and those volunteers will go and maintain and see that it is happening in their places. Right? So the cluster produces. That's what I mean. The cluster produces, and that can be exchanged. And we will have a family membership for them. And everything what happens, this is what I am doing the farming. When I was traveling in Aurangabad, I told my children, I know how to do this job. They said, no, we don't believe it. Then I stopped the vehicle and did this on the ground. Right? So everybody has got that agri-tech, agri-passion. We need to make them to work. This is what the big plan. Identify the faculty creation for everything. Every training program which we give, we need to create faculties which are internal tomorrow for you to support anything which you need to do. This is what I mean. The finishing school, the image building school. Finishing school is, we have BTech but they don't know what to do. So we will create such design thinking programs, innovative construction, interior design models, and make them to work. Okay, this is one which I did. The 220304 is my date. 2022, March 4th. Right? So we can have a business plan. We can have free entry, projects, stay, party, food, training, students, rent, sale. Everything goes into business. So what we can have is, we can have a Pragati card or something which can be utilized for multiple activities parallel. So every transaction internally, including that family cluster business, everything goes through the card, which could be a Pragati sort of a card which can be credited, and after the training, when you get a prize, add this much percentage to you. We need not pay also. So that can be given to somebody else in their family for another training program. So this runs like a virtual money in card which can be utilized. And assume that tomorrow you have got different associated shops or hotels. You say this Pragati card, when you pay, you get this much percentage. So for everything you can have a percentage cut. Hostel stay, food, courses which they do, the percentage cut, and like a credit card. Right? So this shows that they will not run away from us, because they have a credit here all the time. They will come back to you for a different purpose, or that card can be given to somebody else and use. It's like my card. Suppose I have a friend, so I will give, if I am not able to go, I will give to somebody else, you go on my card, so that we get introduced to the non-people every time. So create a sample model where we can have a spiritual conscious living. And these are all different small programs which can be done under that. Ultimately, it's learn to teach. Yeah. It's like crafting your life. This already has come. The creative living, conscious living, not only technology. We teach the journalists also of different things. So that NEP, most of the journalists, I don't think they got a training program on what is NEP. But they still report. So we can have training programs for them to understand this. So healthcare, definitely you have got already a setup available. Like an industry park. And a skill development, when it happens, definitely that goes as a product out, so you can have an industry. Suppose some student is doing a motorbike redesigning for a different purpose where you can utilize for agriculture. If assume that I wanted to use my motorbike for pumping. There are many such projects done. But we don't have a sample to show somebody who comes tomorrow. Right? Ask him to leave that motorbike here that becomes an industry park for us. Any project which is done, give them that expenditure and then buy it and keep it here. So this becomes a techno skill park tomorrow. So the next students, I am sure there are plenty of electronic gadgets. In my house itself, there will be plenty of them. It's all underutilized. Bring all of them and then dump it here so that somebody knows how to utilize it for a better purpose. Like we need a place where maximum things are kept so that I've got a electronics, my physics teacher who taught me in 9th class knows how to utilize all the bad items for a good purpose to make a product. I'll bring him here. I'll show you how he makes mechanical electronics projects. So that is what I mean by super ultra hyper plan. Not that what we buy, right? So that we can, that international hostel, that is what is required so that people can come here. Why are you coming? Not necessarily for a program also. Look at it, what is happening around, and then plan what you want. Okay? So we have all the 5 M's here. We have got man, money, material, market and mission. I didn't know that other plots. So only I posted this. Now I have taken all that location maps. I'll make a super plan now. Okay? So we don't want comfortable people. We want uncomfortable people to become comfortable. And maybe we give in a discomfort only. But what is required is to create a learning center. It is not that they should have worry about, oh, I am not comfortable here. There are some problems. All that could be there. But learning outcome is good. I am sure they will become uncomfortably comfortable and comfortably uncomfortable. Right? So this is what we wanted to do. And we are not looking for, oh, this is what I want to do. This is the syllabus. Let the student come and the teacher come and unconference. Conferencing is I and you think in the same style. Not necessarily. So I also believe. This is what my thought. You need not agree with me. But you can have your thoughts. I am sure internally you are reflecting on each one of them and thinking, oh, this is not the style it is to be run. It is somebody else. No problem. That's also fine. Right? So unconferencing is what is to be done so that you become a master for your activity. Okay. So learn it and do it by yourself. That is the ultimate thing. There is no coaching and training. The last word. No coaching and training. You will learn by yourself. We give you only the environment in which you can do things. So what is done? A good trade is always uncomfortable. A new trade is also uncomfortable. We need to have such problems. So all that is part of learning. So we need not give the whole facility which is comfortable. Mental health is what we give. So you give them more difficult situations so that they become more stronger. So a psychological training for them. So that tomorrow they become, what is the problem with entrepreneurs including me? I am not able to start a business because I have a fear inside me. That fear will go only when I work with the people who knows how to run business. So that stress and panic should go with my passion putting me under that umbrella. That passion is that blue one. So when I come to that cloud of blue passion, my stress and everything will not come out. It will be there, but it will not come out. That is what the culture we want. So which we need all these, the spirit of action, life positive, relation building, maintenance, everything. So all these programs will come like small strips of messages for people when they come around and then leave. So life explore is what is the word from plore. So life ploring is what we are doing. We are making people to become self-thinkers to decide what they wanted to do in their life. That is what the facility what we should have. So facilitate a life plore. Explore your life by yourself. So we are not making everybody in a single like a product. Let everybody think with unconferencing. That is how nature is. So teach them that sort of an activity, right? These are all part of different training. I listed 17 of them and then sent it to you earlier. That is there in that list. These are all done by different organizations. This is nothing new from me. There is an organization in Telangana itself. But ask whether it is running or not. It may not be running. Under the list it is there. It is Telangana government's horticulture department. I have picked it up. Right? I am sure it's not running. Today, if you look at the registry, it says not available. But all these have scope. So we can create such a farm with a variety of things. These are also taken from some websites. I can give you all that. Link was there on my laptop, but I am not able to. So we need to have that's also from another website. You can look at it. So how do you make producers out of it? And this is what the craft village which I wanted to show you, which is from next to my district. I am from Kannur. In between Kannur and Calicut, there is a place called Vadagara, where I went and stayed there. That what you see is the craft village. Each room by room is gifted to different people. There is a small room which is a display unit. There is a place where they can work, and there is a staying place and a kitchen. It's like an array of rooms. Like first is your display, next is your working place, next is your bedroom, next is your kitchen. So one row is kept for one artisan, another one for another. So there are people from Bengal, Assam, everywhere. Everybody comes and stays there, and then you can go and stay 10 days and then learn how to do this. And that can be making basket, that can be making from the palm leaf, you can make some items. You can make a topi like this. Everything is being taught there. And that is done by one organization called Uralangal Labor Contractors. I was an advisory board there. Now I am not going. So 2 years I didn't go. They have got colleges, and they are the best constructors in Kerala today. One Swamiji started with collecting 10 rupees from different people in 1930. Labor Contractors Association. That's what it is called. Even today it's called a Labor Contractors Association. But they are the people constructing all the big buildings and all the roads in Kerala. That is because they have all these training centers, and here multiple people will come from different parts of the world. When many people from different parts of the world comes, they all become messengers. You want laborers, you tell this Assami fellow, because they are under you, working with you. You tell them, you go to your village and collect 100 people and come. They will go and collect 100 people. So wherever there are facilities, whatever in the India, wherever what is happening, these people will teach a lot of lessons to us. So they become a mini India there. So it is not one country, one state, one culture. It's a huge building. And what you see on the right side is a conference hall. And lot of conferences keep happening there parallelly. This is like a Shilparamam only, what you have. It's called a Shilparamam, right? Shilparamam only, but this is actual activity happening where training is also part of it. So many students will come and stay there, like they want to take a break after masters. After PhD, they want to take a break for a few days and then come in. I also stayed there many days because I was in the advisory board there. I go there and stay. One retired forest research officer is the director there, who was my brother's classmate. My brother was the chief of Kerala Forest. And this could be a fee profit sharing. It depends on what is that you want. So we need a food craft home. See, until today when he took me to this place, I never had an idea, but I made all these. That's what I'm saying. If I have not seen those part and presented, I would have been only theoretical. Now I know there is a provision, there is a part, there is a dream in him similar to this, right? So we need an expo. So different people from different throughout India, textile people will come, have an exhibition here. Like what we have it for a 1 month program in exhibition grounds, no? Create small specific programs. Generally what happens is when they come with a product, they don't want to take it back. They will sell it at the minimum cost at that place and the last and go. So we can have a very big shop where all these programs, you dump it here, if you sell it, you sell it. Otherwise you keep it here and go. Next year when you come, use this for your exhibition. Got it? So we get a huge set of items which can be used for you have a storage place or a place where you can have display items. So you can have a lot of such shops. I will show you, I had another in my place where such shops can be made in a national highway. I made a group of people to work for that. So I have got a structure made for that. So you can have a college fair, education fair, book fair, ethnic expo fair, and same building can be used for multiple purposes. Like sculpture making. I was talking to him today. We have got lot of stones there. Create a sculpture making workshop and then make them to, when they look at it, this is what is one of the beautiful center near Trivandrum. It's a 3-storied building, what you are seeing, that Garuda, where it is believed that during Ramayana, the Garuda took a step there. Right? So that is the place where Jadayu, it's called a Jadayu. And the Ravana, you remember that story, Ramayana, right? So this is called a Jadayus has fallen something there. And this Jadayu is made during, my brother was an ecotourism director. He gave this program plan. And a filmmaker made this design. And he keeps saying, I made a lot of films. But films will run only in theatre and few minds. But this will stay for lifelong, no? See, you make such a structure that will stay permanently. Movies will have only 3 years, 5 years maximum. But this will stay millions of years. It's only a concrete. But there was a natural rock there. He made use of that natural rock, and under that you can go inside. And there is a mini theatre inside. It's almost like a 3-storied building, with a huge conference hall inside. That's what it is. I went to there. I have got beautiful pictures. We can climb on top of that also. On the Jadayu we can climb, because it's a structure, right? So you can have beautiful such structures. So we have a large land, right? We can have electrical cycles which can be given for rent. So this becomes a cycling place for many of the places. So all the roads which you have created can be used for cycling. Only thing, create some electrical bikes. Give these as projects for children. You don't buy. Ask them to create such innovative bikes. And then give them for rent. When I went to Atlanta, the whole Atlanta I have travelled through bikes only. Per hour, this much is the cost. That's it. And wherever you park it there, charge it there. And it's all very, very easily. On this card, you can pay. If you have money on this card, you pay. And then use it. That's what I'm saying. The card can be utilized for all such purposes. Right? Weekend farming. Maybe people don't like to use mud, but they know how to water it, right? So they also feel, yeah, I am also part of farming. Give them like a pressure. There is a beautiful library in Indianapolis. One of the best libraries I have seen in America. What is lacking in Hyderabad is a beautiful library. I will tell you, there are a lot of readers who wanted to sit and read. And if you create a beautiful library, people will come far off places and stay here just to read for a few years. That reading culture has to come back. I have seen, you know how many racks of books are there on Mahatma Gandhi itself? That side what you see beside that Mahatma Gandhi's picture is kept on the shelf. Beside that will be a poster, no? Mahatma Gandhi, it is Mahatma Gandhi's book is not written there. His picture itself is put with Mahatma Gandhi written there. And see, lot of Indian books are there. I have not seen a library in India having that many books, racks and racks. Then I asked the library people, how did America got this many books from India? There's a great knowledge. You know why? When India was importing wheat rava, in 1970s, 1950, we had a problem in food. Wheat rava, in all those schools, including my childhood, we ate wheat rava. When we were importing it, what India was giving back was books from India. So what government has done is, they have distributed these books to every library in every county in America. So you will see large Indian books. You will see Bhagavad Gita in different publishers. So I think India has published maximum number of books between 1950 to 1970 because of this reason. Government was buying and sending it. We don't have all these books which have sent in America. We don't have, but we have it in America. So I think we need to have a good library which will be a great asset. All the artisans' job, we need to have a selling place. That's what I believe, that the main road we should have beautiful shops in which everything can be sold. That will become a very good attraction for multiple people to stay there, have a tiffin center, have a washroom there, so that it's like a comfort station, right? Yeah, you can have a cartoon workshop, different pujas, different. These are all. What you see is a very, very specific Kerala festival in North Kerala only. Not even South Kerala people know. The young children will come like a god in front of every house and then do some puja. We can call them and then show such activities here, like craft festival, different yoga programs. I took your picture from your video, one of the videos. And tree hut I was telling, right? The tree is in between. What you see is in the tree hut. We can have beautiful tree huts. And these are all some crafts. Out of the waste material, people make a gun. This is actually a gun which can be used for, you have a balloon for shooting, right? Like the crafts. These are all made from people with, as an exhibition, electronics. Electronics and civil engineering people put together and then produce such lamps. Innovative house designs. There are a lot of innovative house designs. Old vehicle which is unused can be converted. And exhibitions, when we create, we need to have a different design for exhibitions. These are all different designs for exhibitions. Like you can have the front room for display, but the upstairs can be for accommodation for those people. Different designs, the wood house, right? Show them different design patterns. I'm sure a lot of, if you give some program for the architects, they'll come with beautiful designs, and we can have a lot of competition for such things and show them this is what it is. So let them give you like a project and then give the first fellow, you construct this and then approve with all the people and then put them together like a civil engineering training program. And we can have like a traditional old hut also can be part of the architecture, not necessarily. So put all these programs, like how do we use it, like a event management program, event planning, all that can be part of it. These are all different course programs which we can have. I've got plenty of them. Cinema making, music, photography, animation. So everything will become supplementary to another one. One will become action, another will become advertisement. Digital marketing, cinema, fashion designing, interior design. There are a lot of such programs where we can collaborate or ask somebody else to give certificate, but this can be a practical training program for us unless you have your own universities. Right? What is required probably is to keep that standard of life, a common laundry. There are most of the residential programs, including colleges, Jain school, which I was just mentioning. Children should not even have their own dresses. Everything is provided by the school. So full laundry, full barber, everything is inside that. So 10 days means 10 days you are teaching them how to live. Right? How to keep things ready. I don't know whether somebody, when I speak like this, I should also follow, right? I don't know how many of you have seen somebody wearing a socks of that day. I have, for every I have purchased bundle of the day wise success. So, that's a discipline which we follow, right? So there are so many things which we can teach. Starting from full laundry means it's not that laundry alone. So everything, the wedding event, show that everybody. Lot of music programs I did, at least 10-15 music programs internationally I did. What I did was, everyone can come and teach their music. So Telugu people will teach internationally. There are people from Italy, Argentina, Brazil. They learn Telugu song, at least 2 lines. Brazil people will come and teach Brazilian language and that music to us. So we have lot of interaction. So we can have lot of such programs, multicultural interactions, right? Is what we did. And food, different variety of food exhibitions. They teach how to make food, digital skills, lot of decorations, very, very small programs can be there, and lot of board games, and big coffee shop. Library should have a coffee shop neighbor, so that people can sit and relax and read. And the library for young children. I believe that learning geography. See, electronically we can create a globe and then say London, UK. Where is London? Locate it. So geography learning can be interactive programs. Electronics people have to work with the geography people. Like we can create math riddles. I'm a mathematician basically. So lot of learning programs with the real business model, management model, farm model, job model, everything runs into a learning process. Creating my identity on what I'm doing. That is what is ultimately called as image making and making my footprint. That's what every one of us want ultimately. And there are a lot of programs called DU schooling, open schooling, which is going to come. There are residential programs coming, but there are a lot of DU schooling. DU schooling was a word used in, there are a lot of documentaries if you have not seen. Children can do whole schooling without attending schools. Only thing they need a good library and good skill and then register in open schools. India has an open school but it is not used. So we need to create such open school. If children want to study without attending schools, we can have facility for them. So beyond the classrooms, that's what we want, right? The NEP support that. That is what they keep saying, flexible. You can skip the school and then come here. Another 2 years, after that you join for some other programs. So that was part of our Sanatana Dharma. Wherever we want, we can learn little bit of archery from somewhere, learning from somewhere. So ultimately it's all conscious living, life learning. Okay. This is what I started 10 years back. International Institute for I Square, A Square, S Square, L Square. Advanced academics, soft skill and life learning. That's what, it's nothing mine, it's not an ownership. So what we need is physically, emotionally, intellectually, socially, spiritually evolve people for a better living. That is what we want. That is where we started Pragati Shiksha Research Foundation. That is what last year we planned to have. For many reasons of COVID, we couldn't take it up. So we can have internships on demand. What we give, what is that required? What is that on the ground required today? But everything goes with the teachers, students, holiday, project orientation, workshop, learning, master's club, so that the master will take it to outside, share, care, learn and to teach. That is what we do. It could do and learn. Science parks, coming back to some of the examples, agriculture to accounting, greenhouse, animal husbandry, office job. We need everyone. Create beautiful gardens with a lot of structures. Give them some examples like this and ask them to Google and then find out and then come with a model. We will only give them little sticks or maybe little things and then make them to create such things. Right? That can be one project. Let them come back 3 months and then see that what can be grown there and how it is to be trimmed. And that can be on the ground also. I have created a beautiful, in the Vivekananda Vidyalaya, what I did was, I created a map on the ground. You stand there and then say, oh, London is in this direction. Sri Lanka is in this direction. So what I created was a round like this and put that much distance. 1000 kilometers away, Sri Lanka will be there. So the whole map is projected onto the ground. I am from space from map. That's my job. I was a space scientist. My job was mapping from space. So I found when you look at the map, it looks so beautiful, but children don't have direction concept ideas. So we will teach them how the direction on the ground with the activities like this. Sports is a must. I think we were discussing that no sports facility has to be increased. So we need to have a beautiful sports facility so that children will come and stay here, learn few things, that can be anything. Even in Dubai, there is a beautiful center. If you have an anchor, how to get rid of anchor? They will give a big hammer. All the old laptops are kept there. You can smash it and then break it. 150 dirhams is the charge to enter and stay there for half an hour. Old chair is there. You keep it there. They will smash it. That's it. It's like you have anger. You don't know what is to be done. You want to throw things. You take it and throw. No problem. It's all beautiful.
It's also chargeable.
It's also charged 150 dirhams. It's like a cooling place. Why you only swimming? Swimming will not give me satisfaction, but you can have old computers, old TVs, everything kept. And what do? Take all the ICs and use it for your electronics experiment later. That's it. Okay? So we need training for people. Receptionists need to be trained. PR need to be trained. Taxidermists need to be trained. Not only the craft and art, right? Day-to-day activity also. That's why I said on demand. Many more will come. Event management is must. Because you have that activity, event management need to be trained thoroughly. So you become a social change. Pragati is social change. Pragati is science and technology. Right? We have a Pragati garden in Delhi. So we need to have a Pragati science, engineering, technology center here with a lot of workshop. So rural development will happen with a model sample. And lot of practical people can come here and then show us how do you construct the buildings. Ask them, give all the material and then let them do it here, crafts. And this is a beautiful thing which I have seen, I think it's in Dubai Festival, I took a picture of this. The right side what you see is a tile which is made out of copper. The copper shell which is cut into small pieces and made a mosaic with beautiful gum and polish it. And what you see on the left side is made by a Kannur, my hometown. We have got red stones which is made into slice. So you have got the tiles which are red stone tiles now. And that man who made, on him there is a movie made which is called Vellam. Vellam means water, but locally Vellam means drunkard. He was a full drunkard. But later he became the owner of this tile making company. And beautiful. I'll tell you, it's like halwa. The polish, red tiles, when you polish it, it becomes like a so much polished halwas. And I've seen a similarity between that red stone and that copra one. And this is all made out of copra, the other one. And that was the stall in which it was displayed in Dubai Festival once. You cannot imagine that 5-star type of a construction is the display. And what is there they have displayed is these sort of craft items. Right, the automobile workshop, modify and design. This is what I said, your cycle can be a motorbike designed. And what you see is a car park there. There are 2-3 things. One in, I think this was in Bangalore. And similar one is there in America also. All the old bad cars are kept on one top of the other one. Assume that you keep 2-3 of that, everybody will look at it while driving. I'll send you that American park, which I've traveled to from 7 states. I traveled from Indiana. It is on the west. There is a car park. I think it is called a car park. That means every car is kept on one top of the other one and made a structure. Like a big lizard is there, but lizard is many part of the unused items from the car is used for welding each other to look like a big lizard. There are so many such things we can creatively do with the less. This is a paper made out of banana leaves. One of our participants last time when you participated in the African one, he produces this and sell it. These are all soap. Locally made soaps. We can have workshop and then we can utilize it. Perfumes. Beautiful perfumes and leather goods are made in Kanpur in India. We can have people come here and then show how to make it, and we can also have exhibitions from them. When they come for exhibition, we are not just displaying. We are also trying to learn the technique from them so that we can make it here. And this is the, I said, we need to have a big food court, shopping mall at your entry itself, so that that becomes a center of attraction for all the people to come. Yeah. Digital skill to future to the thinking labs to the family bricks. People wanted to come and then spend some time here to not just stay and then walk around, but learn something. So fun center for kids. Everything is required. Like fun center can be just cushion in a room is good enough. Children love to jump there, right? So I'm sure you have many, and we can have 3D views. Lot of the 3D pictures can be shown. You can have a beautiful 3D view of your own place. Starting from somewhere, from different places, we can take a picture and make exhibition halls. Like what they have seen physically there, they can have a 3D view also. So they feel, oh, this is what I have seen yesterday, or this is what I have just went in the morning. See, your own dining hall can be a 3D view in a hall. And they will feeling, oh, this is what I have seen, this I am able to 3. How do you make it? It will become a science for them. These are all small things which we can do. Okay, the social science, Ayurveda, interpersonal skills, teachers forum. We can have different teachers with their associations become this as the center of their association. All India History Teachers Association, All India Geography Teachers Association, All India Mathematics Teachers Association, Education Teachers Association. So that the teachers will come here. When the teachers come, definitely this becomes a training center for the physics teachers. I trained more than 6,000 geography teachers in Kerala. Geography is not my subject. Mathematics is my subject. But I used geography in life from the satellite image making maps. We have a survey of India here. We have a lot of geographers. Ask them to teach the geography teachers here. So there are a lot of practical things which are not connected to teachers. We can make them to happen. That's what I mean. So movie making, action, creation, everything can be done. So this is some sort of a budget for that, but it needs to be reworked. Right? This is what is that ethology which I said. Display, mixed crop, livestock. Livestocks. I have got a beautiful livestock person, one single individual whom I have shown that the water and the houses there. He has got a beautiful in Kerala. All the livestocks. I'll show you his livestocks and the way he made it for himself. Otherwise, all the livestock feeding has to be purchased. But he made his own model where he can make it. He says if you have got nearly 10 lakhs and a facility which can be shown, he will come and establish this what I am going to show. Rabbit can be there, cow can be there, cat can be there, dogs can be there, all the chicken sort of items. And all these models he made by himself. Highly creative person. So he is making lot of money by selling very special egg, which is a traditional old chicken. The egg is only half size of your normal egg what you get. And it has got market price almost 3 times the cost of that. That is what he is making. And this is what I said. Instead of normal tank, we can have steel tank, which is more, we can have these sort of things once we establish and then show them. We can have similar factories or maybe somebody can start this. This owner is also very close to me. He is also in from Thrissur. It's almost 40 rupees per liter is the cost. That means if you have 1,000 rupees, 1,000 liter, it costs you 40,000 rupees for the tank today. That's the 40 per liter is the cost. I just asked him the cost. The overhead tank can be friendly to you, not hazardous, because we are using all syntax and things like that. The maintenance also becomes easier because the lower part, the whole water will get drained out. So the clean water can be stored here. So you can process it and then keep it for drinking purpose without getting contaminated. And a lot of craft, the games, you know that children play games in the board. We can have a garden for such games. See, only thing we need to re-establish that in the garden. And then people can go and then hunt each other. Can you catch me, right? Like it? This is what the bamboo thing which you are telling. We have bamboo, we can have people with the bamboo. Your conference hall or maybe meeting room itself can be like this. So that some structures can be taken. And this is what I was telling, what you are thinking, what we discussed in the morning, it's already there. These are all houseboats in Kerala. It's very common. The houseboats are very common. And that is the house, traditional house in Kerala, where you have got open in the center. And so the water will come and the water will flow out. And there are pipes kept. So most of our traditional houses are like this. So traditional South Indian houses and boat houses, we can have such floating hotels you can have. The restaurants can be that houseboat, right? So that you can, people will get a feel. Yeah, I am on a floating restaurant. The friendly birds, film making is one. If you want to make it popular, we need to have beautiful videos in the YouTube. So we can have a center here where we can have training for people who will shoot, and that can be a competition, short film competitions, art performance competition. So we can have an art program in which film making also become a competition. So they will shoot it in a nice way and say that this dance, in which angle you are shooting, based on that we have got a prize for you. So that we screen in the best people for such programs. So multiple things can happen parallelly, right? So we need a studio, that's it. We can create a studio.
Mandi ఇది ఉంది కదా, ఈ స్విమ్మింగ్ పూల్ పక్కనే దాన్ని ఏమంటారు, బిల్డింగ్ డిస్మాంటిల్ చేస్తున్నాము, అది అట్లాగే ఉంది కదా, దాన్ని ఇది మన స్విమ్మింగ్ పూల్కి ఎదురుగా కాటేజ్ చేసాం కదా, అది దాన్ని మనం యూజ్ చేయట్లా. ఫస్ట్ ఫ్లోర్ కంప్లీట్గా అట్లా బ్లాక్ చేసేసి మీకు ఏం అవసరం దాన్ని షూటింగ్ రూమ్కి చేసేయచ్చు. ఓన్లీ షూటింగ్ రూమ్ దానికి బయట నీకు కూర్చోడానికి అంతా ఫెసిలిటీ దాన్ని ఉపయోగం లేకుండా చేస్తున్నాం. యూ మేక్ లైక్ హౌ మచ్ సైజ్ ఇస్ రిక్వైర్డ్?
Generally 15 by 15 is one room. That's it.
That you make మొత్తం అంతా చుట్టూ చేసేసి.
See, so that all the interviews, all that can be internally with the beautiful
మనం చేసే ఇంటర్వ్యూ దాన్ని దాంట్లో పెట్టుకోవచ్చు.
and editing tools, short film and serials can be. Yeah. So we can have such small decorations possible so that people will come here for shooting, like dance, art, painting, craft, drama, film making, indoor games, sports, writing, publishing. All that will become under the institute. This is what I am proposing. The room can be multiple beds like this, right? So that two people can get accommodated, and in center there is a path both sides. So 4 people in one room. Maximum 10 by 15 room. Yeah. 10 by 15 room we can accommodate 4 people.
అజయ్, ఇప్పుడు ఈ మ్యాంగో గార్డెన్ ఉంది కదా, అక్కడ మనం చిన్న రూమ్స్ అయిన కట్టాం కదా, వీడు ఏదో చేస్తానంటే దాన్ని ఒక షెడ్ ఉంది మనకి, ఆ షెడ్ ఉంది, ఆ షెడ్ని రూమ్స్గా దాన్ని చేసేసి ఇక్కడ ట్రైనింగ్ సెంటర్ ఇట్లాంటివన్నీ అక్కడ పెట్టుకుంటే ఎలా ఉంటుంది? అక్కడ మీరు ఆ షెడ్ని తయారు చేయండి, మీరు 20 రూమ్స్ వచ్చేట్టు.
So maybe what I said the
50 మంది.
No, we need faculty rooms plus we need trainees rooms.
టీచర్స్ కూడా అది ఉంది, టీచర్స్ కూడా 1 rooms ఓన్లీ టీచర్స్.
Yeah, we can have some model houses structure in the old traditional houses, Tamil Nadu house, Kerala house, Andhra houses, and spiritual retreat can be there. 10 days spiritual retreat for people, and there are camp sheds also can be there. You know, for some places you can have camp sheds. Like you need not have a permanent one also. When you have got people coming for sculpturing, you need not give them the normal rooms. They can be there.
We tried 2-3 times.
It doesn't work. Failure. Okay. Yeah. So this is what my specialization is: program planning and project management. Right? This is what I did.
We'll sort out, see all things, health, agriculture, the type of, we'll concentrate on agriculture, food, health, like he maps and approach, or they're like India, place India, ఇటు లండన్, ఇట్లాంటి గార్డెన్లో కాస్త అటు ఇటు తిరిగి. సో ఈ టైప్ ద టైప్ ఆఫ్ ద ట్రైనింగ్ ప్రోగ్రామ్ స్కిల్ ఫర్ ఇన్ దిస్ లైన్ where we have the nursery making, like going and maintaining the houses where a requirement for the self-employed. Everyone wants some gardening.
Yeah.
Every house some sort of soil required. Our base is you train the people, we sell the soil 1 kg, 5 kg, 10 kg like that, and the plants will give mustard plants or that type of. We'll sit on certain areas where we will start.
Yeah, we have to start somewhere. This is only a bigger dream.
Our requirement. Immediately our sculpture, stone culture, immediately we can go for that. That is the people who advertise and get the people and whoever the competition, like the best. What is needed today, start with that which will helpful to the organization and particular that field.
Yeah, this is what is Shobha's. Shobha developers. Old age home, a CSR program for them. You can see
this is the concept central opening, that is type we need really a special high grade type.
See the kitchen, the way it is maintained, the way the food is packed and given to the rooms. And all these girls are taken from the local place, guaranteed working for 3 years, right? Only stipend is given. After 3 years, this much money will be given to you. So guaranteed 3 years, programmed life. That's how the model is working.
These are the models which we require.
That's what I'm saying. See, and the training is, you will see sometime, these are all old people. These are all husband lost. So appointed as teachers in the schools. So that they become committed. Everything is laundry free. For the employers also, the laundry is free. So that guaranteed they use that neat dress. Understood? Because there is a totally mechanized one. And we have a beautiful, I stayed here 1.5 years. I was in an old age home when I was 40s. Because that's how I learned. These are my students. One is a BCom student, one is an MCom student. So if somebody lost their study, I continue to make them and they are lecturers now. Got it? They lost their husband, lost their life. I am sitting on the other side and taking picture. So
I need a manpower for concerned departments.
That's what I'm saying. You can see the way they clean that place is so neat, and this is a hospital which they run. Except bill, everything you will see in another hospital is there. See how neatly the hospital is kept. Everything is maintained like that. And you will see them cleaning the terrace also. Because if somebody see from the top, it should be clean. So the terrace is also cleaned. And you know how PNC Menon will come and check. He will take a tissue paper and then rub the bottom. And see. And who is in charge of this hall cleaning today? Finished, their job is gone. He will not do anything. And he guaranteed, in front of me, he guaranteed Times of India person, I will put my hand in the commode and then smell it. There will be only soap smell. That's a guarantee which he gives. Not his commode. Where servants are staying. In front of me, we went there, he put his hand and then showed. Soap only will be there. How much courage you should have, to put your hand in a commode and then see that WC which is used by servants. That is the cleanliness which he guarantees. So, we need to have. He is the managing director who is working. He keeps searching. I started, the old age people were there and young children were there. I started satsanga programs for teaching. This is the school which they run. This is the construction of a school, and which the commode which I said, child friendly. LKG there is another commode. And when you reach 4th grade, it's slightly bigger. Everything. He is the man who constructs Infosys without a quotation. He constructs and gives the bill. That's why you can see all Infosys cycle will be there. Green, only cycle can go inside, and lot of cycles. And you can see this chair, the chair is lift up and down and tiltable. Because young children don't like to be like this, right? They want to tilt. The chair is given. That stool, what is rotatable. So it's all seen. This is the classroom with a big theme. And this is first floor actually. The ground floor, according to the height of the mountain, the construction is made. This is the assembly hall. This is a theme. One day this will be like a underwater. Next day that board will be shifted and you keep another something else. So every day when the children come, they are eager to know what is new in the board. And that keeps circling. That's what they do. See the commode, the wash basin. Wash basin height is different. Not the normal wash basin. For children it is made different. Commode you can see. You may wonder why. So these are all special. And she was my student, now she is a filmmaker. She is a language teacher in one of the universities. These are all small craft made by children in the classrooms. This is what it is. Either you study or sleep, it doesn't matter. Some people can teach, some people can study, some people can sleep. We don't care. Cushion is provided. This is a school building. She was the principal. I was there almost 1.5 years. This was my brother. He is no more now. Okay. So we need to make some difference. So if at all we are making some institution, no, we should show that, oh, this is something great, something different. Yeah.
Okay, we'll go for lunch.
Yeah.
2:15.
So some value addition?
Some will concentrate only 4-5. Let's not get into the so
too
much,
many. Yeah.
Too many. We'll concentrate 1, 2, 1, 2 like that. That is the training institute. That is the one which the training institute will be taken. For the training institute, agri-based, food-based, health-based, or nursery. What we are
So how do we go ahead and what can be done? How do we?
So because this is the one which is the one has to stay here and person who can really such person we have to identify, and if he is you will be telling and someone is not able to.
No, I don't see. That is what we want. An offer from you. What is that you offer?
First infrastructure we have to create, and what is that we can. You have to give the proposal so that I can put to the board. I can't say directly what is you make a proposal, how it can be done, and what is ultimately the infrastructure part of responsibility. That is important.
No, last time also we had a discussion, but nothing happened. So I thought, should not just go like that.
Nothing happened.
No, that is why I said we need to create an office, create responsible people who will make it happen here, and give that responsibility. Oh, this person will do. Otherwise, we keep seeing new faces every time. Understood?
We are discussing.
No, now there is no discussion.
Now only.
No action.
No action. That is the area.